We left off in the last video with the neighborhood polygons layer. Now what? All the layer is telling us is that each of these polygons represents a neighborhood. So it's not really telling us much. It's important to know where neighborhoods are located, but we can further enhance a simple polygon with richer context by using an analysis tool called Enrich Layer Tool. You can find the tool by clicking on the Analysis button, go into Data Enrichment, and you'll find the Enrich Layer tool. Now, there are many other analysis tools which I'm not going to go over. However, if you have any questions or if you ever want to use a particular tool and you're looking for it, you can go and click on these information bubble on the right of those tools and hover to see the ability of each of the analysis tool. But for our purpose, let's click on the Enrich layer. Now you see the tool configuration panel. Now remember, the initial question we are trying to answer is, are there enough food banks delivering food to the elderly in the city of Toronto during the COVID-19 crisis? And on March 30th, the province of Ontario recommended that everyone over the age of 70 should self-isolate to prevent contracting COVID-19. So based on that definition, let's find the number of percentage of people over age of 70 for each neighborhood. Within the Enrich Layer panel, we first need to specify the layer we are interested in applying the demographic information. We select variables, click on that, and these are the variables based on our data provider Environics. So we are interested in age category, so let's click that, and you can see the display of popular variables people tend to use. For our specific question, we need to pick from age of total population. So let's navigate to the 5-year population totals. Notice how there are many different demographic data by years. What we're interested in is 2019, and we're interested in the total population and the population that are 70 and above. So let's select those variables. I believe we can also select average age, median age, and hit apply. You'll now see the 7 variables selected to be applied to our polygon layers. Moving along in the configuration, we do not have a defining area to enrich because our polygon itself is the area we want to enrich. So we can skip this option here. Lastly, we need to give this demographic layer a new name because running this analysis tool would generate a new layer or a hosted feature layer, which we specify in the last video are layers that you publish on the cloud. So let's give it a name and make sure you add your initials and then save it in the folder of our project. Next, click on Show Credits to see the credits we'll be consuming when we run this tool. When you run a tool, it consumes credits depending on your variables, how many you picked. That also depends on the polygons you have that you're enriching. Basically, these are all currency for using the processing system on the cloud. Now, let me just close this off. And here, I want to draw your attention to Use Current Map Extent. What this signifies is if I zoomed in into a particular area, let's say here, and then I hit Show Credits, it's only going to be consuming credit for 4 polygons. So it is only going to run the tool for these 4 polygons that show up in my map extent. Now, because I want to run the tool for all the neighborhoods, I'm going to uncheck this. And now that I'm okay with my analysis, I'm going to hit Run Analysis. Now let's zoom back to the home extent of my entire neighborhood. So what it's doing right now is applying those demographic variables that we've picked for each polygon of our neighborhoods. And we'll see this new layer, this hosted feature layer, on our contents page if we go back into our contents page. So give it a moment, and now we have our layer enriched with demographic data. Because it generated a new layer from running the tool, the new layer is added on top of the old one. So let's turn off the old Toronto neighborhood layer. And as we click through the map, we can see that there are now new variables that we've added from the analysis tool onto the polygon. So for example, in Dorset Park, there are a total of 897 people over the age of 85. Now, in this video, we learned to create and add context from the data we brought into the map and applied more context to that data set by adding a age variable to it. In the next video, we are going to change the style of those polygons we see here to reflect the percentage of 70 plus seniors for each neighborhood. So that way we can visually highlight neighborhood with a higher concentration of people over 70. Catch you in the next video.